Your thoughts?
What? What? Who?
Nice.
Here. Welcome to Wednesday. It's our daily show at 9:02. Thanks for being here today. CJ Nasello, RiverBender.com, Roku TV, anywhere, everywhere you get your podcasts. Man, I had a busy morning. We already got the event article done. I've been busting. I hope the boss is watching right now. I've been working hard today, boss. That's because I kind of got a boogie a little bit early today. But, you know, I got some fun stuff going on. Ethan Holmes Outdoor Service, over at the house now and putting some rock on my driveway and making it look all good again. Thank you, Ethan. And then all the fun stuff that's happening down the pipeline today on this show. We're having our conversation with Centerstone, and we're going to be talking to Melissa Aaron about medically assisted treatment and learning all about that and seeing what Centerstone offers. That happens in about 15 minutes. Then we're going to be talking to Mark Cappel here at about 10:30. We're going to get the latest as Alton Area Optimist is doing their Avenue of Flags, which is a wonderful, wonderful program. If you haven't been a part of it, each year they make sure that, you know, my grandpa and a lot of the other really big advocates that spearheaded the Optimists are being recognized, and there's so many opportunities for the folks that you'd like to recognize on those flags, and it's a really great program. So we're going to learn all about that in the 10 o'clock hour, and then we're going to learn more about this really cool golf tournament. So at the Mouse Races, Mark came over and we were sitting, John and I were sitting with John's wife and my dad and John's wife's parents, and he came over and said they're doing this really amazing golf tournament where it's this opportunity of a lifetime, and they're looking for students in the Alton area. They'd love to come down here and find some students to participate in this, so we'll get some information on that out and so much more. But right now at 9:04, here's what's happening around the Riverbend. This is the story that people keep talking about. Sydney Sinks gave us a nice recap of our conversation with Dan Herkert. The Alton Riverfront Amphitheater is gearing up for its summer season, and the commission is looking for sponsors to help them make this year's lineup the best yet. The idea was always, we're not little old Alton, we can do big things, explained Amphitheater Commissioner Dan Herkert. The Riverfront is a catalyst for bringing people to town, and we enjoy playing a small part in hopefully making the city a place people want to come to. Not only for our residents, but let's bring more people here and show them what we have to offer. The amphitheater already has its anchor events planned, starting with the fireworks on the Mississippi, July the 3rd. They will sponsor the annual Food Truck Festival on August the 24th, followed by the Jazz and Wine Festival on August 31st, and the Alton Expo from September the 5th through the 8th. Now, as a venue, the amphitheater also hosts events for organizations around town. Alton Main Street's Earth Tones Festival will be at the amphitheater on September 21st. The city of Alton plans to hold the 2024 Alton Midwest Nationals, a Formula One powerboat championship on the riverfront, from June 21st through June 23rd. Now, Dan Herkert did say the commission is still learning about what role the amphitheater will play during the championship, but they're eager to get involved. The Amphitheater Commission is still considering what acts they might bring to Alton this year. Herkert explained that the music acts they schedule almost entirely depend on funding and how many sponsors come forward. During a recent Alton City Council meeting, Alderman Ray Strabel spoke against the dispensary as a sponsor for the amphitheater, and Herkert said this is, quote, a rumor, end quote, and nothing has been decided yet. Here's his full statement. Just to be clear, if there's anything out there, the dispensary did express interest in being a sponsor, not necessarily any level or anything. They came to our sponsor meeting. They took the information. That was the extent of it. I never even spoke to anybody from the dispensary, so I really don't didn't understand what the alderman's question was, and if he had made a 5-minute call, I would have answered it for him, but as far as I'm concerned, there's nothing there, and it's water under the bridge, and I moved on from it. The final list of sponsors isn't finalized yet, but Herkert noted that Mayor David Goins has helped the commission reach out to potential sponsors and find several interested community members and organizations. The sponsors will fund the music acts that come to the amphitheater, so that is an important time for the commission. Herkert encourages anyone who is interested in becoming a sponsor to reach out to Lindsay Younger with the Alton Park and Recreation Department. You can email her at lyounger@cityofaltonil.gov. The amphitheater's ultimate goal is to bring more people to Alton. By bringing in tourism dollars, they can also help other businesses in town. Herkert is excited to finalize the amphitheater's sponsors and get that lineup out soon, and he invites community members to enjoy everything they have to offer this summer. For more information about the Alton Riverfront Amphitheater, you can visit AltonRiverFrontAmphitheater.com. That's AltonRiverFrontAmphitheater.com. Out of East St. Louis, an Edwardsville doctor has admitted guilt to a federal health care fraud charge for falsely documenting services provided to nursing home patients for reimbursement from Medicare. Here's what we know. Philip J. Green, 59, has entered a guilty plea to 1 count of health care fraud. Here's a statement from U.S. Attorney Rochelle Odd-Crow. We entrust medical professionals to provide ethical care, but some choose to act in bad faith. I'm thankful to all the investigators who uncovered Green's fraud and partnered with our office to hold him accountable, end quote. According to court documents, Green was a practicing licensed physician employed by General Medicine and working in various nursing homes throughout the Southern District of Illinois. He was an enrolled provider in the federal Medicare program. To conduct the fraud, Green documented misrepresentations in his medical and progress notes for nursing home patients for services he did not perform, including claims related to patients who were already deceased at the time of the billed services. By way of General Medicine, Green submitted false claims to Medicare totaling more than $20,000 for health services he did not provide from October 2016 through September 2018. The investigation was conducted by the Southern District of Illinois Health Care Fraud Task Force, the United States Department of Health and Human Services Office of the Inspector General, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the United States Department of Labor, and numerous other departments did assist in this investigation. Out of Granite City, an initially tense late-night police standoff in Granite ended peacefully Monday morning, March the 4th, after negotiations with the Granite City Police and SWAT team. Granite City Police received a call about a domestic disturbance that a man had been acting erratically and had a gun. Police evacuated multiple homes near Benton Street in Granite City, including residents in the 22nd and 23rd Street areas during their discussions with the person involved in the standoff. Eventually, the man came out peacefully and the standoff was resolved. Granite City Police Chief Nick Novicic said a woman involved in the situation departed from the residence, but the man involved stayed in the residence with the special response team assimilated in the area. We had third-party information of possible pipe bombs and a gas leak, plus the gun, Novicic said. The pipe bomb part or gas leak had not yet been proven late last night. The chief said the residents were evacuated to ensure their safety. The Granite City situation does remain under investigation today. Out of Edwardsville, a building that for 55 years served as an Edwardsville Fire Department station is about to become a hot spot of a different kind for art and artists of all ages and abilities, thanks to a collaboration between the City of Edwardsville and the Edwardsville Arts Center. The City Council on Tuesday unanimously approved a 24-month lease for $1 a year with the Edwardsville Arts Center that will allow the nonprofit to operate and offer classes at the recently retired Station 2 at 340 Montclair Avenue in Edwardsville. The agreement will provide the 23-year-old arts organization an interim location to continue serving the public while making plans and raising funds for a permanent location yet to be determined. The Edwardsville Arts Center hopes to be up and running in the new site in early June. The Edwardsville Arts Center will repurpose the station's former office area into a classroom space of drawing and painting, while the former sleeping quarters will become a ceramic studio. Also in the news out of Edwardsville, Madison County State's Attorney Tom Hain did announce on Tuesday that a Madison man has been convicted of first-degree murder. Following a trial, Larry D. Lovett, 42 years of age, was found guilty on Tuesday of first-degree murder, attempted armed robbery, and unlawful possession of weapon by a felon. The charges stemmed from an attempted robbery and shooting death of Andre Hudson, who was 38 at the time of his murder on December the 7th, 2021 in Madison. The shooting happened in the 1700th block of Wayne Lainter Avenue. Assistant State's Attorney Morgan Hudson, in her closing argument, said technological and scientific evidence gathered by investigators, including GPS data, DNA, surveillance video, and text messages between Lovett and a co-defendant, showed, quote, exactly what happened, end quote, on the night of the killing. Hain commended Hudson, Assistant State's Attorney Lynn Beck, and Assistant State's Attorney Mike Stewart for their work on the case. Dalton Brown reporting out of Wood River that city council members unanimously approved a bid for the expansion of the city's fire station after Fire Chief Wade Stallhut spoke in favor of the project at this week's city council meeting. The new addition will include an engine bay with proper drainage and more storage space to bring equipment currently housed off-site back onto city property. Stallhut said construction on the expansion is anticipated to be completed in the third or fourth quarter of 2024. Mayor Tom Stallcup asked how old the current fire station is, to which Stallhut replied it was built in 1986. It's a little dated. That's why we're taking this opportunity this year and into the next year to do some things around the fire station, Stallhut said. He added this addition will allow us to bring many of the trailers that are stored at the BP facility as well as the foam that's currently stored at Kinder Morgan's facility. So we'll actually bring that back to city property now. That was the end of his statement. Stallhut also told city council members that he and city manager Steve Palin were pleasantly surprised by the bid totals, which came in lower than expected. The lowest bid of $484,914 was submitted by Limbaugh Construction Company and unanimously approved by city council members on March the 4th. One final bit of news for you today out of Alton. The Hainer Public Library District is inviting community members to get their library card and enjoy all the library services. From audiobooks to online databases to the growing library of things, Hainer has a wide variety of materials and services for all of us. Executive Director Mary Cordes said it's easier than ever to get your library card and take advantage of everything that Hainer has to offer. Here's her quote, just stop by the library and pick up a card. It literally takes 5 minutes, Cordes said. To get a Hainer library card, you have to live in Alton, Godfrey, or Foster Township because you pay taxes if you live in for the library district if you live in Alton, Godfrey, or Foster Township. It entitles you to that library card. So to get a card, you can just go into the locations, show your ID, and as long as it has your current address on it, that's all you need. If your ID doesn't have your current address, you can bring a piece of mail or another document that shows you live within the district. You can register online as well at HainerLibrary.org. That's HainerLibrary.org. Let's take a look at weather. It's 44 degrees. It feels like 48. I felt like it feels like 60 out there. I felt wonderful this morning when I was leaving the house. Temperatures will reach 60 degrees today, drop down to 42 overnight on Thursday, a high of 62, a low of 52. Then on Friday, we have an 88% chance of thunderstorms, a 65-degree high for temperature, and a 39-degree low as we head into Saturday. On Saturday, a 60% chance of a downpour, 49 for the high, and 31 for the low. On Sunday, no clouds in the sky, a high of 56 and a low of 31. But we had a nice run of early spring and summer while it lasted here in the 618. For time and temperature throughout the day, 618-465-4545. This time powered by Tom Lane, your local State Farm agent. And let's take a look at downtown Alton. Let's see how Skycam's looking today. Oh, man, picture perfect sky out there. You can see the cotton candy clouds over there and a little bit of some high hanging clouds, too, over there on the Clark Bridge and all the trucks coming in and out to Alton. A busy morning. in downtown Alton today. You can see this camera in real time all the time at RiverBender.com/weather. And make sure you always stay up to date on how great our downtown area looks in that riverfront. The Alton Amphitheater we just talked about, gearing up for a very exciting summer lineup for all of us. At 9:16, we'll take that quick break. We'll come back with our conversation with Melissa Aaron, and we're going to learn more about medically advanced treatments and learn more about what Centerstone has to offer. It's one of my most valuable segments on this show because if we could help just one person, we're doing something right. And before I do take that break, let me fill you in. Alabama Story is coming your way. Alton Little Theater, altonlittletheater.org. Alabama Story is a really unique play, and I'm excited to go check it out. You know, it's about, a library in the earlier part of the 1940s or 50s that is having an issue with the books that are being out there, and it takes you through some of the, sights and sounds of what was going on back in the day when the issues with books were around, but also some correlating factors to today as well. Alton Little Theater pulled out all the stops. They have a wonderful cast and crew that are very excited to put this show on, and now they did all the work. Now all you got to do is show up. This thing on altonlittletheater.org. Get those tickets that are just so affordable as we celebrate the 90th birthday of our area landmark. Alton Little Theater is one of the oldest, most continuous little theaters in the country, and we have them at our disposal right here in the Alton area. Get your tickets now and get your season tickets for the 91st season. They're on sale, altonlittletheater.org. That's altonlittletheater.org. Is it time to buy, sell, or even time to consider a short sale of your property? Meet Lisa Webb, owner of 3rd Street Realty. This local, women-owned, family-operated realty group has over a decade of experience in foreclosures, first-time home buying, and so much more. 3rd Street Realty prides themselves on holding your hand through the entire process. Let their expertise guide you to your dream home. Visit 3rdstrealty.com and start your journey with Lisa Webb today.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trunked. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
DJ Mike Keith.
This is where I am today. Let me show you where I started.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Welcome back. Daily show hitting you at 9:22 on this 6th day of March. And just in a couple of seconds, we're going to be talking to Melissa Aaron and Centerstone and learning more about medication-assisted treatment as we continue our conversations with Centerstone in the next couple of months. Let's welcome Melissa Aaron on now. Melissa, how are we doing today?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Oh, I'm doing wonderful. Thank you so much for your time this morning.
Yes, I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
So let's start off right off the bat. Take me through what medication-assisted treatment is.
So at Centerstone, our medication-assisted treatment, we use 3 medications, right? So we use methadone, Suboxone, and Vivitrol. So basically, somebody who has like an opioid addiction would come in and they're able to get methadone or Suboxone. And then they can also get Vivitrol for that, but Vivitrol can also be used for alcohol addiction as well.
And when we're utilizing these medications, how do you guys implement those in regards to that individual in their road to recovery during their treatment?
Yeah, so we take a team approach at Centerstone. So if somebody wants to come in and get started, it always starts with an assessment. We want to know all about them and their history and just all the things that make them them. And then from there, we individualize their treatment based off of, you know, what their goals are. Then we connect them with our medical provider who will also talk to them about the options for the medication. Sometimes somebody will come in knowing that they want methadone or that they want Suboxone, and they'll talk it over with the doctor and maybe they'll decide that that's not appropriate and they need the different one, or maybe they don't know. And then once they get started on the medications, then we have counselors, we have recovery specialists, also known as peers, and we have case managers, and they meet with all of them. And we are very hands-on, very team approach. Every week we have a staffing. And so they don't just get like a counselor, they get all of us for their recovery.
And I think that's why, Melissa, Centerstone's approach is so widely recognized for being such a success, because I've gotten to talk with so many individuals that are a part of the treatment programs in those teams and also just in different facets of the Centerstone umbrella. And I think that approach is what makes people realize, hey, this is a safe place to go to. I can get help here, and I'm going to get better with the team at Centerstone.
Absolutely. And if there's ever a time where like their counselor is not available, they can get in touch with any of our MAT counselors. So it's not just theirs. And we all, like I said earlier, we have staffing every week and we all know what's going on with the client so that they can really get all of us. And I think that really helps them in their recovery.
So take me through when medication-assisted treatment would be utilized in that road to recovery. Is this something that would start the process off? You know, because I can only imagine there's so many folks that, you know, have all of these stressors and these, you know, anxieties about, you know, quitting the substance, even though they know they have to. But there's so many of those thoughts that race, and I'm sure that this helps so many of those feelings.
Absolutely. So for individuals who maybe have tried repeatedly to get off substances and they just keep going back, or their withdrawal symptoms are so severe that they want to that they can't get on the road to recovery, this would be great for those folks. And even if somebody says, I don't necessarily want the medication, but I want the help, we'll take them too, right? We still do substance use counseling, but definitely for those folks who have really struggled with addiction, who are like very serious about wanting to be on the road for recovery, this is a perfect opportunity for them. It is a tool, right, that they can use to help give them hope that recovery is an option while not having all the withdrawals, because we know that a lot of folks have said like that's why they kept going back to using substances, and it allows them an opportunity to start down a road of recovery with the support of our team. Some individuals may never have had anybody who is supportive. So being able to come in and have all of us at one time that is there for support, I think makes a big difference. And then they're able to really work and have that hope towards recovery.
Melissa, that's a great point. And you know, I've spoken with, like I said, with some folks, but in your experience, you know, how many times, and it'd be a hard number of a ratio, do you experience and encounter an individual who, you know, you could tell was just broken even before the addiction started? Because, you know, a lot of times we always go, well, what can we do to fix this? We never look at what caused it, because, you know, there's so many people that don't have family, they don't have that support system, and something happens in life and now they're on their own and there's no one to turn to. And, you know, I can only imagine that you see a lot of just individuals, even though they have an addiction, you know, situation, they were broken to begin with and they needed some help even before that addiction started.
Absolutely. We always will say that, you know, it's not just addiction, right? Sometimes for some folks it is, but for some folks, there's underlying mental health issues or there's trauma, and all of that can lead to addiction. So there are a lot of people who there are underlying things, and we at Centerstone, we really value counseling. There are other facilities out there that they don't do counseling, they don't mandate counseling, and I don't think that gets to the root of what led to the substance use to begin with. And so here we do. We want them to engage in counseling so that we can work with them on all the ways of making sure that they can have the best in their recovery as possible. With addiction, right, anybody can end up in a world of addiction. And we've seen that too, where maybe somebody was prescribed medication from a doctor and it went too far, and then they're where they're at. Anybody is an accident away from ending up addicted to medication that they never planned on it. So we have those folks too, right? That they come from all walks of life, and it's not just a background that led to it, but for some it is very much, as you had said, broken.
Well, and that's what we were talking about last week with Hannah Jones, is just the demographic and the age ranges that you all encounter. And she was saying that she's had individuals up in her facilities that are young as 22 years old and as old as 65 plus. And that just shows that addiction truly can happen to anybody. And, you know, no one's immune.
Absolutely. I think folks would be surprised if they really knew in their communities who was battling addiction that they may not necessarily know. Of course, not everybody goes around and shares that with folks.
Right.
But some do. And I think it just really shows that you don't know somebody's story, because not everybody shares it.
Well, and getting back to medication-assisted treatment, because that's a great point. I wanted to go through the benefits of really this type of program, because there's not just for the addiction that we're trying to battle, but also for other aspects of that mental health umbrella and the wellness factor. Could you take me through a few of those benefits that you've seen in regards to this?
Sure. So some clients will talk about, wanting to get off of illicit substances for quite some time, and just the illness and the sickness that they can go through. So the benefit of medication assisted treatment, whether it's methadone, Suboxone, or Vivitrol, is that it takes away that sickness for them. So maybe for the first time, they are able to function and they can go to work or they could go to school or they can show up for their family and whatever that looks like for them. And then being able to show up and do those things gives them hope and encouragement that then they can take it the next step. We've had individuals who have gotten their license back, who have gotten children back if they're involved with DCFS, or getting jobs for the first time and just are really excelling in life because they were able to take that first step and not have to work with the sickness all the time.
100%. And Melissa, talking a little bit more about your day-to-day at Centerstone, can you take me through some of your roles and responsibilities and all of the great work that you're doing with your clients as well?
Sure. So I am a clinical coordinator with Centerstone. So I am a supervisor over our counselors. So I check in with my counselors a lot, make sure that, their needs are being met, that the clients' needs are being met. We are taking current clients for our MAP program. So I am running the admissions process with that, making sure that when clients do their assessments, that they're ready to go for the next step. I listen to clients if they have concerns, feedback. I call clients back all the time. I'm doing that. And then I also have some of my own clients that I then provide counseling to as well.
Do you have any time for a break in that day?
I do. At Centerstone, we also want to make sure that our mental health is taken care of as well. So I definitely carve in time to make sure that I get those breaks.
Well, and it's great to hear your responsibilities because you really have your finger on the pulse in terms of the feedback, the morale of the counselors, but also the morale of the patients that are going for treatment. And when you're talking to counselors, and this is just something I've always thought about, you're hearing a lot of sometimes very heavy situations. You're hearing very heavy material that's getting brought to you. Whenever they talk, is there ever a point where that counselor says, "Hey, I just need to talk about what I'm just experiencing today because I'm overwhelmed"? Does that happen?
It does, and it can.
Really?
And that is just with mental health in general, whether it's just truly the mental health side of things or the substance use side of things. And at Centerstone, we really try to value providing that space to our team so that they can talk.
Really cool. And then on top of that, getting back to the patient that's, going through your substance use disorder treatment programs, whenever you're talking with, an individual that's frustrated maybe about the way he or she is interpreting their counseling services, how important is it for you to maintain that, it might be a little bit of some of the withdrawal symptoms or some of the anger or some of the angst that comes with, getting on that road to recovery, but still making sure that you're accommodating some of them, but also staying on the path of what Centerstone's known for?
Yeah, it's really important, but first and foremost is just listening to the clients and finding out where they're coming from. If they truly are unhappy in the given situation, we want to listen to them and figure out, a compromise, if so to speak, because if they're not happy, then they're not going to keep coming back.
Yeah.
And then that's not going to help their recovery. And we are here for them.
100%. And that's why I was just curious to know a little bit more about that because that's a very valuable position, I'm sure, with Centerstone because that morale and really the conversations and the communicating is so important and vital on that road to recovery. And Melissa, as we keep talking here, how many individuals would you say are utilizing or trying to learn more about the substance use disorder treatment services that are provided? Maybe not on a daily basis, but throughout the week. How many folks do you encounter and get to have that first initial conversation with that's so important?
Quite a few. We always get people that are calling in and inquiring about our substance use program, our MAP program, whether they talk to me or they talk to our assessment team. So we have 2 assessors in the MAP program, and then we also have an open access assessment team, and they do assessments. My 2 MAP assessors do assessments, and then we have our customer engagement center where folks will call in too. So, I mean, all day, every day, people are calling in inquiring about services in general.
Well, and that's what I was curious to know, and that's uplifting for me to know that folks are looking for that help out there and knowing who to call. And throughout this all, whenever you see somebody in the first couple of weeks when they're starting their MAP program with you guys, and flash forward to maybe a month out, can you see a drastic change in just personality if they're if that individual is really sticking to the treatment program and the services on top of it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think anybody who is really motivated in recovery, whether it's mental health or substance use in our situation, we see a lot of changes in them. And most of it is hope, right? Because
Mhm.
maybe they didn't have that to begin with. For the first time in some folks' life, they're just realizing that they can have dreams and goals. And we really want to work with them on coming up with goals and dreaming. And for the first time, nothing seems impossible to them.
And that's what I really think is so invaluable, Melissa, is the fact that, the hope. I mean, in a world where there's so much crazy on every channel you turn on, and if you look in the news, it's nuts, but hope gets everybody a little bit more of that boost to keep going regardless of the situation. And to know that, you guys at Centerstone with your team mentality are instilling that hope in that individual, that's what I think so special, because it's not just saying, hey, we're going to get you through it. Here's what we're going to do, and here's what we need you to do to keep this going, because we're a team. And that's what I think is so invaluable in this treatment program, whether it's with the MAT program or any of the other programs that are offered through Centerstone.
Absolutely. And as a team, we celebrate the wins, and we also ride the waves of the downs, and every step of the way we're going to be there. We're going to advocate. We're going to be the cheerleaders of our clients, because for some they don't have that. And so we're going to be there for them.
Whenever a patient maybe is saying, this isn't for me, they're, a couple of weeks in, it's just there's still aren't seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. I could only imagine that conversation that maybe you would have, or somebody would have with that patient or that client, is, one that you want to make sure that you're keeping them motivated, even though they might be down and out and going, I'm doing all this work, but I'm not seeing any results yet. How important is that conversation on your end or the counselor's end to realize, hey, we know it's dark right now out there, but we got a couple of more weeks and we're going to start seeing some sunshine here soon? Because I can only imagine if that conversation doesn't go as intended, you could lose that individual from the program.
Absolutely. And those are extremely important conversations. And most of the time, we're going to get one of our peers involved
Yeah.
and be a part of those conversations, because they've been there. They've walked it. And I think sometimes for our clients, knowing that there's somebody within our program that has been in similar shoes, and they can say, I know exactly what you're going through. I've been there and I was able to overcome it, I think can go a long way with them.
And, Melissa, while I have you, for family members of maybe an individual that's in this program now, what are some, maybe some, I don't want to say tips, but maybe some feedback for, helping keep that individual and their family that might be on utilizing the MAT program motivated, and telling them, hey, you might be going through this or things are going wrong, but what's some tools for their tool bag that they could implement in helping their loved one on that road?
Yeah, I would say start pointing out the things that are going right. For so long, I think a lot of our clients are told what they're doing wrong, or all the ways that things are going horribly wrong in their life. And so starting to point out the good that's coming out of it, and connecting those dots. Because when just like when you're losing weight and you start to see that difference, you're gonna be more motivated. And I think the same is true with our clients, is when they're able to recognize that there is good coming out of it, and their family and their friends are recognizing it and being able to point that out, I think is a huge piece that the families can do.
Well, and that's what I was really curious about, because there's always folks that are kind of, how do I go about this? How do I approach it? Because it's, it's new, maybe a new situation that they've never experienced. And there's always that hesitancy that, really could be dispelled. And I'm glad that we have you on to talk a little bit more about that. Melissa, now it's time for the hard question. The very hard question. What makes Centerstone, in your experience, stand out from others? Because we've talked about the peers, we've talked about the team mentality, but in terms of just your experience, what you do each and every day, what makes Centerstone that step up from everyone else?
We're genuinely here for the clients, right? We
Mm-hmm.
provide care that changes people's lives, and we want to make a difference. We want to change people's lives. We do take that team approach because for us, that's what makes the difference for our clients. And you don't just get one of us, you get all of us. And I think that we're part or pairing in harm reduction with it. We're doing all the things that we can to make sure that we are here for the clients and just letting them know every step of the way that you have us all. You don't just have one person, you have us all.
Absolutely. And Melissa, in terms of what you do on your day-to-day, what do you find the most enjoyment out of in your role with Centerstone?
I really love working with the counselors and watching them share the success stories of their
Yep.
clients.
Well, and that's, to me, just hearing a few of the counselors, Melissa, and just talking with a few more folks at Centerstone, I mean, you all really celebrate those milestones. It's not this, front, 'cause I was in, therapy for a little bit, and, I had my counseling sessions, and there was a time I thought, I feel like there's a mask being worn by the individual in front of me, and the genuineness from Centerstone, it's always there. It's not what I experienced, where you guys actively celebrate. You actively, really get involved in that road of whether it's mental health recovery or or substance use disorder treatment recovery. All of the recovery out there, you guys are really hands on, and that's what I think people really need to know, that you aren't just going and you aren't a number at Centerstone. You're a person.
Absolutely. We're going to celebrate with you, and then we're going to celebrate behind the scenes in our team meetings,
Yeah.
talking about like the good that our clients are doing.
Well, and that's what I just think is so invaluable. And, Melissa, as we're talking, have you ever encountered somebody, and this is just me thinking out loud here now, that, maybe was hesitant, they applied or they inquired about Matt and that program and thought, well, I'm just going to do this. Who knows anymore? We're going to try it. Let's just see what happens. And just to see in maybe 2 or 3 weeks that drastic turn of events where that individual's going, man, this is the best decision I've ever made. Have you seen those quick turnaround stories too?
Absolutely. And, we also see where, maybe they decide, oh, this isn't for me. They leave and then they come back and then they get it that time too.
Yeah.
I think as long as they're really open to just going with it and trusting us enough that, we're going to have your back and allowing us to work along with them, then I think anybody could have success.
Absolutely. And 2 more questions for you. And one is on your conversations with counselors. And whenever, because your guys as counselors really, we've talked, are family to the individual. And how important is it for you? Because I'm sure you have moments where a counselor is defeated or maybe a little bit deflated because things were going so well, but we have to take a pause for now because the individual just says, hey, I got to do something different, or it's not working, and just decides maybe not for right now. What's that conversation look like on your end to your counselor or to the counselor? Because, it's not their fault. It's not anyone's fault. I know you were working hard, but we'll get them back.
Yeah, reminding the counselors that, we're here for the clients and we have to meet them where they're at. And sometimes they decide that this is just not the best fit, and that's okay. And that we're still gonna do what we can to engage them if they're, still within our program and maybe not necessarily coming every day. We're still going to be reaching out to them, and in some cases we still reach out after they've been discharged from our program because we care about them. They're not just a number to us, they are a person, and we really want to help them in their recovery.
Absolutely. And we were talking at the start of this conversation, Melissa, which is well over the time I told you I'd keep you on the show for, but I really appreciate talking with Centerstone, because if we could help one person right now that really needs that kind of final push to go and do this, it's the biggest thing my show could ever do. And I truly mean that. But I wanted to talk a little bit more real quick and touch on, to wrap up, the 3 main medications that are used for treatment of opioid and alcohol addiction. And you touched on them earlier, but let's go through all 3 again just to inform the public a little bit more.
Sure. So we do methadone where they come in daily and they dose, and then they can work towards getting take homes that they don't have to come in daily for. And then Suboxone, they come in once a week, and then Vivitrol is a once a month shot.
Interesting. And is there any more medication that are implemented, like antidepressants or anything like that, or is this just for or are these three the main focus?
So these are the focus of the medication assisted treatment program, but sometimes we do have clients who need to be enrolled in our psych services at Centerstone for additional medications.
Really interesting. And Melissa, Aaron, thank you so much for your time today. I really enjoyed talking with you. And if you ever want to come back on, we're going to keep talking with Centerstone for the next few months, and I'm excited about it. But your work's invaluable, and thank you so much for your insight today.
Well, thank you for having me. I was excited to be here.
No problem. At 9:46, we will take a quick pause here in downtown Alton. Our daily show will continue right after this.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
Dream Home Realty Center.
Hey Sherry, talk to me, Dream Team. We've got showing.
Whether you're a seasoned pro or a weekend warrior, gear up with Falcommit and elevate your hunting experience. From rugged gear for the seasoned hunter to adorable outfits for the little ones, we've got your whole family covered. Literally, because the best moments are made in the great outdoors. And with Falcommit, you're not just wearing gear, you're wearing the stories of your adventures. Discover the joy of hunting together. Visit Falcommit.com and outfit your family for the next generations of memories.
We are Phillips 66 Wood River Refinery. We make the fuels that take us to work and our children to school. We make materials and energy products that allow us to stay connected to each other. We care about the quality and safety of our products because we care about the communities we share. Our employees live our values of safety, honor, and a commitment to act as good neighbors where we live and operate. We are Phillips 66. When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Baby, you're no good.
9:50, welcome back. Daily Show hitting you on a Wednesday. My voice is really going out today. I don't know why. Let's take a look at what happened on this date in history. Well, actually, before I do that, I just want to make some... I got to ask you this. So, did anyone else's dog just have an utter meltdown last night? So, last night, my dog doesn't bark. He only barks if the neighbor's cat is in my yard. He'll bark at that, and maybe if he sees the other dog, on the porch, he'll, bark for 2 seconds, but that's it. He's not a barker. Last night, he went absolutely crazy. I got him home at 5 o'clock. I brought him home, and right when I got home, he wanted to go for a run. So, okay, because that's kind of our routine now. I take him on a little run around North Alton. And if I stop traffic and you were the person in the car, I apologize. Well, we get back, and this dog for 6 hours would not stop barking. It was insane. It was just nuts. So I sent my mom a text. I go, man, Nico is keeping me up all night. She said her dog did the same thing, or my mom and dad's dogs did the same thing. Did your dog just go absolutely haywire last night? Comment, text me, whatever you want to do to let me know that I'm not losing my mind, because I couldn't figure out what else he needed. He went outside like 80 times. He has 28 toys. Seriously, that's not an exaggeration. Literally 28 toys in his little dog bed to play with. He has everything he wants, treats galore, and he just wouldn't stop. So I went to bed at a nice, cool 3:15 this morning and woke up at 5:45. But that's okay. We're going to get through this together. I just had to share that if you're going, man, CJ, you're really tired today. Wasn't partying. I don't go out anymore, I promise. I've really been a good boy. My dog went absolutely nuts. So if yours did, let me know. Maybe it's something in the air. Hey, on this date in history, lots of, interesting stuff. Bayer patents aspirin in 1899 on this date in history. Also, on this date in history in 1981, Walter Cronkite signed off as the anchorman of CBS Evening News. I love watching old Walter Cronkite news reports, like whenever he had to do the big breaking news stories. Just wonderful. What a way to present. In 1836, the Battle of the Alamo came to an end. And in 1902, for all you soccer fans out there, Real Madrid was founded. In 1857, the Supreme Court rules in the Dred Scott case. That was a big deal, a big day. In 1475, Michelangelo, born on this date in history. In 1820, President Monroe signed the Missouri Compromise. And in 1986, Georgia O'Keeffe died on this date in history. Also on this date in history in 2001, the death spiral of Napster began on this date in history. Man, that's pretty funny. Let's take a look at music. On this date in 2009, Michael Jackson was mobbed by screaming fans as he took his two youngest children to see Oliver at Drury Lane. The two youngest of Jackson's three children, 7-year-old Prince Michael, also known as Blanket, and 11-year-old Paris, hid their faces as they were escorted through the crowd. Jackson was in London, England, to announce his series of summer concerts at the O2, and Jackson died 3 weeks before the shows were to start. In 2004, David Crosby was arrested and charged with criminal possession of a weapon and marijuana after leaving his bag in a New York hotel. Talk about a bad day. The luggage was found by a hotel employee looking for identification and instead found a gun and marijuana. The employee called the authorities, and Crosby, discovering the missing luggage himself, telephoned he would return for it. And he did return, and he was met by the New York police, who arrested him on the spot. Man, that's got to be just awful. I mean, could you imagine for years kicking yourself because you left that bag? Goodness. Hey, in 2004, Diane Ritchie, the estranged wife of Lionel Richie, went to court. She wanted $300,000 a month in maintenance support. A month. Diane's monthly costs include Diane's yearly costs, and this one included $20,000 a year on plastic surgery, $15,000 a month for clothing, shoes, and accessories, $5,000 a month on jewelry, $3,000 on dermatology, and at least $600 for laser hair removal and massages. What a winner. $300,000 for maintenance fees. In 2001, a man who hid for 24 hours in the rafters of a cathedral and secretly filmed the christening of Madonna's baby appeared in court. Security staff discovered the man after the ceremony when he made a noise as he climbed down from the rafters. That's just nuts. Wow. In 1990, But seriously, the fourth studio album by English drummer and singer-songwriter Phil Collins went number 1 on the United Kingdom album chart. It was the best-selling album of 1990 in the UK, eventually selling 2.7 million copies there and 4 million in the United States. The lead single, I do get paid, Another Day in Paradise, won a Grammy for Record of the Year. In 1973, an attempt to bring Elvis Presley to the United Kingdom for shows at London's Earl's Court failed. Promoters had hoped that Elvis would be available during the summer, but were told that Elvis now had a U.S. tour and filming commitments, and because Colonel Tom Parker was an illegal immigrant and could not return to the country. That's exactly why he couldn't go tour overseas. In 1971, Led Zeppelin appeared at the National Boxing Stadium in Dublin, Ireland, the group's first show in Dublin, where they played Stairway to Heaven, live for only the second time. Also, on this date in history, the Beatles recorded sound effects onto the song Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band at Abbey Road Studios in London. The beginning audience murmurs and sounds of the band preparing for a performance were added, along with screams from a tape of the Beatles in concert at the Hollywood Bowl. In 1966, Rolling Stones recording sessions for their 10th UK single, Paint It Black, at RCA Studios in Hollywood. It was originally titled Paint It Black without a comma. Keith Richards stated the comma was added by the record label Decca. In 1965, The Temptations, they went on to number 1 on the charts with the Smokey Robinson penned song, My Girl, making the group the first male act to have a number 1 for Motown. Wow, that's actually really impressive. The single only reached number 43 in the United Kingdom, but made number 2 when reissued in 1992. Born on this date in history, Tyler, the Creator, born in 1991. I don't know who he is either. In 1974, Dwight Grant, American rapper. Beanie founded the group and label State Property, as well as the clothing company of the same name. Any other good ones? That's about it. Mary Wilson, vocals, The Supremes, who had the 1964 and number 1 in the United States and UK single Baby Love, plus 11 other U.S. singles was born on this date in history. Wilson died in her sleep on February the 8th, 2001 at the age of 76, but born on this date was Mary Wilson. And there you go. Those are all of the things you need to know about this date in history. At 9:58, we'll take a quick pause, come back with top of the hour news right after this on RiverBender.com. Is it time to buy, sell, or even time to consider a short sale of your property? Meet Lisa Webb, owner of 3rd Street Realty. This local, women-owned, family-operated realty group has over a decade of experience in foreclosures, first-time home buying, and so much more. 3rd Street Realty prides themselves on holding your hand through the entire process. Let their expertise guide you to your dream home. Visit 3rdstrealty.com and start your journey with Lisa Webb today.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
DJ Mike Keith.
This is where I am today. Let me show you how I started.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Top of the hour news. Here we go. March the 6th, RiverBender.com. CJ Nasello, our daily show. Glad to have you here. Hey, let's talk top of the hour news, and here's what's happening around the River Bend. Make sure you sign up for our daily email update and join myself and over, man, I am out of breath today. 70,000 people. I must be getting sick or something. 70,000 people in the know each and every day of the work week and on Saturdays with Around the River Bend. We'll take you to Alton first. The Alton Riverfront Amphitheater is gearing up for its summer season, and the Commission is looking for sponsors to help make this year's lineup the best yet. The idea was always, we're not little old Alton, we can do big things, explained Amphitheater Commission Chair Dan Herkert. The riverfront is a catalyst of bringing people to town, and we enjoy playing a small part and hopefully making the city a place people want to come to, not only for our residents, but let's bring more people here and show them what we have to offer. The amphitheater already has its anchor events planned, starting with the fireworks on the Mississippi July the 3rd. They will sponsor the annual Food Truck Festival on August 24th, followed by the Jazz and Wine Festival on August 31st and the Alton Expo from September the 5th through the 8th. Now, as a venue, the amphitheater also hosts events for other organizations around town. Alton Main Street's Earth Tones Festival will be held at the amphitheater on September 21st. The city of Alton plans to hold the 2024 Alton Midwest Nationals, a Formula One Powerboat Championship on the riverfront from June 21st through June 23rd. Herkert said the commission is still learning about what role the amphitheater will play during the championship, but they are eager to get involved. The Amphitheater Commission is still considering what acts they might bring into Alton this year, but Herkert explained that the music acts they schedule will almost entirely depend on funding and how many sponsors come forward. During a recent Alton City Council meeting, Alderman Ray Strabel spoke against the dispensary as a sponsor for the amphitheater. Herkert said this is, quote, a rumor, and nothing has been decided yet. Here's his full statement on this. Just to be clear, If there's anything out there, the dispensary expressed interest in being a sponsor, not necessarily any level or anything. They came to our sponsor meeting, they took the information, and that was the extent of it. I never even spoke to anybody from the dispensary, so I really didn't understand what the alderman's question was. And if he had made a 5-minute call, I could have answered it for him. But as far as I'm concerned, there's nothing there, and it's water under the bridge, and I moved on from it. The final list of sponsors isn't yet finalized, but Herkert noted that Mayor Goins has helped the commission reach out to potential sponsors and find several interested community members and organizations. The sponsorships will fund the musical acts that come to the amphitheater, so this is an important time for the commission. Herkert encourages anyone who is interested in becoming a sponsor to reach out to Lindsay Younger with the Alton Parks and Recreation Department, who is also an amphitheater commissioner. You can send an email to Younger, that's Younger, at cityofaltonil.gov. The amphitheater's ultimate goal is to bring more people to Alton by bringing in tourism dollars. They can also help other businesses in town. Herkert is excited to finalize the amphitheater sponsors and line up soon, and he invites community members to enjoy everything they offer this summer. For more information about the Alton Riverfront Amphitheater, you can visit altonriverfrontamphitheater.com. That's altonriverfrontamphitheater.com for more information. Out of Edwardsville, a building that for 55 years stood as a Edwardsville Fire Department station is about to become a hotspot of a different kind for art and artists of all ages and abilities, thanks to a collaboration between the City of Edwardsville and the Edwardsville Arts Center. The City Council on Tuesday, March 5th, unanimously approved a 24-month lease for a $1 a year with the Edwardsville Arts Center that will allow the nonprofit to operate and offer classes at the recently retired Station 2 at 340 Montclair Avenue. The agreement will provide the 23-year-old arts organization an interim location to continue serving the public while making plans and raising funds for a permanent location that is yet to be determined. The Edwardsville Arts Center hopes to be up and running in the new site in early June. The Edwardsville Arts Center will repurpose the station's former office area into classroom space for drawing and painting, while the former sleeping quarters will become a ceramic studio. A couple of kilns are planned for the former vehicle bays, an area that is heated but not air-conditioned, so will have seasonal limitations. While the overall space at Montclair is smaller than the existing site, Brown said it will offer opportunities for additional classes to be programmed at certain days and times of the year. The walkable nature of the neighborhood is also a plus, allowing the center to potentially expand its artistic outreach. Station 2 cannot offer the exhibition space the Edwardsville Arts Center previously enjoyed, but its staff will make good use of its satellite galleries. Also in the news today, an Edwardsville doctor admitted guilt to a federal healthcare fraud charge for falsely documenting services provided to nursing home patients for reimbursement. Philip J. Green, 59, has entered a guilty plea for one count of healthcare fraud. We entrust medical professionals to provide ethical care, but some choose to act in bad faith. That's a quote from U.S. Attorney Rochelle Odd-Crow. I'm thankful to the investigators who uncovered Green's fraud and partnered with our office to hold him accountable. According to court documents, Green was a practicing licensed physician that was employed by General Medicine and working at various nursing home locations throughout the Southern District of Illinois. He was an enrolled provider in the federal health care program. To conduct this fraud, Green documented misrepresentations in medical and progress notes for nursing home patients for services he did not perform, including claims related to patients who were already deceased at the time of the billed services. By way of General Medicine, Green submitted false claims to Medicare totaling more than $20,000 for health services he did not perform from October 2016 through September 2018. Medicare reimbursed Green and General Medicine more than $15,000 for those false claims. Green's sentencing is scheduled for 10:30 a.m. June the 5th. in his charge is punishable by up to 10 years of imprisonment and a fine of up to $250,000 and up to 3 years of supervised release. Green must also pay restitution for government losses. Out of Edwardsville, Madison County State's Attorney Tom Hain did announce on Tuesday that a Madison man has been convicted of first-degree murder following a trial. Larry D. Lovett, 42 years of age, was found guilty Tuesday of first-degree murder, attempted armed robbery, and unlawful possession of a weapon by a felon. These charges stemmed from the attempted robbery and shooting death of Andre Hudson, age 38 at the time of the shooting, on December 7, 2021 in Madison. The shooting happened in the 1700th block of Wayne Lainter Avenue. Assistant State's Attorney Morgan Hudson, in her closing argument, said technological and scientific evidence gathered by investigators, including GPS data, DNA surveillance video, and text messages between Lovett and a co-defendant, showed exactly what happened on the night of the killing. Hain commended Hudson, Assistant State's Attorney Courtney Lindbeck, and Assistant State's Attorney Mike Stewart for their work on this case. Also in the news today, out of Wood River City Council members unanimously approved a bid for the expansion of the city's fire station after Fire Chief Wade Stallhut spoke in favor of the project at this week's council meeting. The new addition will include an engine bay with proper drainage and more storage space to bring equipment currently housed off-site back onto city property. Stallhut said construction on the expansion is anticipated to be completed in the third or fourth quarter of 2024. Mayor Tom Stallcup asked how old the current fire station is, to which Stallhut replied, "It was built in 1986. It's a little dated. That's why we're taking this opportunity this year and into the next year to do some things around the fire station," Stallhut said. He added, "This addition will allow us to bring many of the trailers that are stored at the BP facility, as well as the foam that's currently stored at the Kinder Morgan facility, so we'll actually bring that back to city property now." Stallhut also told council members that he and city manager Steve Palin were pleasantly surprised by the bid totals, which came in lower than expected. The lowest bid of $484,914 were submitted by Limbaugh Construction Company, and they were unanimously approved by city council members on March the 4th. Out of Alton, the Hainer Public Library District is inviting community members to get their library card so they can enjoy all of the library's services. From audiobooks to online databases to the growing library of things, Hainer has a wide variety of materials and services. Executive Director Mary Cordes said it's easier than ever to get your library card and take advantage of everything Hainer has to offer. If your ID doesn't have your current address, you can bring it a piece of mail or another document that shows that you live within the library district, and you can also register online at HainerLibrary.org. Even if you don't qualify for a Hainer Library card, you can still utilize their services through the Illinois Heartland Library System, which connects all of the public libraries in Illinois. The Interlibrary Loan Program also allows Hainer to borrow books from libraries across the country. If Hainer doesn't have what you need in their collection of over 185,000 books, they'll make sure you get it through their Interlibrary Loan Program. In addition to books and movies, a Hainer Library card gives you access to multiple databases, online resources, ebooks, audiobooks, and free TV and movies streaming through Biblio Plus that are ad-free, no commercials. For a full list of library materials and services, you can visit the official website, HainerLibrary.org. Hainer also hosts several events and activities. Hainer's quarterly newsletter will hit mailboxes sometime in the next few weeks, but you can check out Hainer's online calendar or just go to the RiverBender.com community calendar where we have all of the information there for you as well. Either site will get you everything you need to know. And you can check out all of the upcoming events, including an upcoming presentation by Ed Wheatley, a sports historian who will be discussing the sports scene in St. Louis, as well as a performance by the Scott Latham and Carl Holmes duo. The library will also be giving out free eclipse glasses from now until the solar eclipse on April the 8th, and they recently added Braille board games to the library of things for families who would like to utilize those. These are just a few of the events and services that Hainer offers and are all accessible with that library card. Cordis invites community members to stop by the library or call them at 618-462-0677 for more information. Out of East Alton, the National Great Rivers Research and Education Center is announcing the winners of its inaugural World Water Day photo competition. The submission period closed on February the 14th and saw an overwhelming response with more than 150 captivating photo entries. The judging committee consisted of 3 local experts: Marty McKay of Alton, and an Alton-based professional photographer, Jeffrey Vaughn, a renowned painter, photographer, and retired Lewis and Clark art professor, and Leslie Gittemeyer, wildlife biologist and professional photographer. The committee evaluated each submission to identify the most compelling and visually striking images, and the event organizers ensured a fair and anonymous judging process. NGREC extended its heartfelt congratulations to the following talented photographers whose exemplary work has been recognized and celebrated. The overall winner was Dale Fear with Glory Eagle. Category winners were Scenic category was Dale Fur again with Mississippi Daisies. Culture category was Mary Pisani with Fog on the Water. Wildlife category, John F. Sullivan, Green Heron. The NGREC LC category, Danielle Hawk with Foggy Paddle. High school category went to Abigail Barton with Harmony Above. Runners-up in the scenic category were a tie with Robert Charity and Karev Slow. I know I pronounced that wrong. And Henry Mathiasen, the third with Cloud God's Rise. Culture category was Jerry Miller, past and present. The wildlife category runner-up was Jan Zhu with Majestic Hunter. And the NGREC Lewis and Clark category runner-up went to Hannah Griffith with Muskrat and Pond. And the high school category was a tie between Logan Bourbon, Peace, and Anderson Palat, Beauty on the River. NGREC commends all the winners for their exceptional creativity and vision, vividly capturing the essence of the Illinois waterways and their significance to local communities. At 10:18, let's take a look at your weather. Has it gotten any warmer out there? 3 degrees warmer. How about that? 47 degrees. It feels like 48 today, partly to mostly sunny. It's going to be mild out there tonight. Increasing cloudiness. Man, last night I thought it was like the end of one of the Harry Potter movies when Voldemort comes back and you saw the clouds over London. That's what it felt like out there last night. I thought we were in the middle of a tornado. We won't have that tonight. We'll have some calm conditions and a high temperature of 60 degrees, a low temperature of 42. Now on Thursday, a 60% chance of precipitation, a high of 61, a low of 52. Then on Friday, a 90% chance of a thunderstorm, a high of 65, a low of 40. On Saturday, a 60% chance of rain, a high of 50, and a low of 31. On Sunday, you're looking at 56 for the high and 31 for the low as we get ready to start our work week back up again that following Monday. Here's downtown Alton, and you can see, man, that sun is shining down on the heart of the 618, the Alton Amphitheater right there in all of its glory. A new sponsor, hopefully coming to that sign soon. Then you see the Cracker Factory, Mineral Springs Mall, the Clark Bridge, and some quiet streets right now at 1019 in downtown Alton. You can see this camera in real time all the time at RiverBender.com/weather. For time and temperature throughout the day, you give this phone number a ring, 618-465-4545, this time powered by Bounce Back. Rehab, recover, and return home. The time is 10:20. We'll take a quick pause in our daily show. We'll continue with more right after this in downtown Alton.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Lennox system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
DJ Mike Keith.
This is where I am today. Let me show you where I started.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop by their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Mungan Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and they will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Mungan Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Mungan Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
He'd like to come and meet us, but he thinks he'd blow our minds. There's a starman waiting in the sky. He's told us not to blow it, 'cause he knows it's all worthwhile. He told me, let the children.
Welcome back. 10:23. Do not make fun of my voice right now. We're going to get through this together, folks. Here's the events that are happening this weekend. I was up early today, and I think rightfully so. I'm glad I did now. We'll see how long I last through the day. But up early and got your event article out, ready to go. Here's what's happening this weekend in terms of events. We'll start off with our wonderful supporter of the Alton VFW Post 1308. We do have our comprehensive go guide for all the fish fries in the area. That's still live on RiverBender.com. However, we do encourage you to check out Alton VFW Post 1308 and their delicious tradition you don't want to miss. From February the 16th through March the 22nd throughout Lent, you can join the community at Alton VFW for a savory dinner that includes 2 sides for just $12. The event promises great food, great company every Friday evening from 5 to 7 p.m. And don't forget to check out Alton VFW Post 1308 on Facebook for more information. The Drive a Bus hiring event is happening this weekend as well and invites you to take the wheel and embark on a new career path. This interactive hiring event set in Godfrey at the Illinois Central School Bus location provides a chance to get a feel for what it's like to drive that school bus on a closed course, thankfully, with an attractive offer of up to $24 an hour and training provided for those without a CDL. The opportunity on March the 9th should not be passed up. Ensure you bring a valid driver's license and get ready to start your journey as a bus driver. On Sunday, the Post Commons Wedding Expo is the ideal destination for couples planning their special day. Returning for a second year due to popular demand, the Wedding Expo at Post Commons in Alton will feature over 20 industry-leading vendors. On March the 10th, you can explore a myriad of services ranging from florists to photographers, all ready to help you create your dream wedding. This event is a must-visit for anyone tying the knot, looking for inspiration, or simply wanting to connect with those top-notch wedding pros. RiverBender.com again has created that ultimate fish fry go guide for the region. You can visit and learn more about all the fish fries in the Riverbend during Lent by visiting the article that's attached to the event article itself. On March the 8th, for those with a passion of history and photography, the Robert J. Ellison Photo Exhibition at the Jacoby Art Center is a must-see, showcasing powerful imagery from the Civil Rights Movement and the Vietnam War. Homeowners and builders or consumers alike won't want to miss the Home Expo 2024 at the Belclair Fairgrounds, the perfect place to discover the latest trends in home improvement. Book lovers, you can unite at the St. Andrews Book Fair, where thousands of books, movies, music, and more await eager readers looking for their next great read. You can experience a night of fun with kids at Kids Night Out. Pleased to eat you at the Nature Institute, including dinner, educational activities about Illinois' food chains. Support a great cause while enjoying fine wines and craft beer at Uncorked for a cause wine and beer tasting fundraiser for the Boys and Girls Club at Bluff City Grill. You can express your creativity with the Spring Chicken acrylic painting session at DJ's with the Jersey County Arts Council. At DJ's Pub and Grill, a perfect way to enjoy a fun evening while painting a charming canvas. For a spiritual gathering, you can go to Gather 2024 with guest Simeon Bradshaw at Restoring Hope Church of God for a weekend of worship, word, and fellowship. You can enjoy country tunes of Back in the Saddle live at Bakers and Hell on a Friday night at the B&H patio for an evening filled with great music and great atmosphere. Be thrilled by the dark and witty tale of Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street, performances at the Alfresco Performing Arts Center. You can laugh out loud at the live comedy sports match at the Old Orchard Gallery, where improv comedy takes a competitive twist. You can catch the harmonious sounds of the Fleetwood family at Patty McDee's, where the family band will bring their musical talents to Granite City for the first time. On March the 9th, head on over to Milton Schoolhouse for that seed swap. And also happening at the Fireman's Hall on March the 9th is the 30th annual Peace Dinner Auction, where you can enjoy dinner, participate in a live auction, and support a local school. Get ready for Easter early with a visit to Meet the Easter Bunny at Violet Fox Studios in Mineral Springs Mall in Alton, Milton Schoolhouse in Alton, my apologies, where families can enjoy a special photo session with that good old Easter Bunny. You can support a good cause by attending Bricks for Water at American Legion Post 199 in Edwardsville, where Lego enthusiasts can marvel at interactive displays and help raise funds for World Vision International. The Oscar Mayer Wienermobile will be at Deerberg's Market in Edwardsville on Saturday, where you can enjoy special deals on Oscar Mayer hot dogs as well. This is a big one. Explore the newly revamped American Oddities Museum, Troy Taylor's American Oddities Museum, during its grand reopening, and discover a collection of historical and even supernatural exhibits. Show off your trivia skills at the Trivia Night fundraiser at the KC Hall in Godfrey, where proceeds will benefit the Nature Institute this Saturday. For a full list of events, you go to RiverBender.com/events, and you will get the latest and the full comprehensive rundown of what you and your family and friends can do to enjoy the weekend in the Riverbend. At 10:29, a quick break. We'll come back with the Alton Area Optimist Club right after this on RiverBender.com.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
Riverbender Radio has built 3 great new stations just for you in the Riverbend. The Eagle, the Riverbend's classic rock station. The Bridge, hit music for the Riverbend. And The River, today's country, and all your favorites. Check them out today at RiverBender.com.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
We're getting there, don't mind us. 10:31, a little bit of change. Mark Cappel in studio. And we're going to have Bill Wagner in a couple of minutes, taking a tour of the RiverBender building today. Mark, how are we doing, man?
Hey, it's a great day, great day.
And now, is it warming up at all? Because I felt like it was warmer this morning when I left.
You know, it's a good day. I'm sorry you're in here. We need to be on the golf course.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm telling you
what.
what.
Need to be on the golf course.
Well, and before we really go in and do the deep dive of this, the mouse races were awesome. You guys did a really good job filling that up. That was jam-packed, man.
It was. It was a good night. We appreciate the support that we got from you guys. We appreciate you being there, your dad being there, John being there.
We had a full tank.
And it was a good night, and we made some pretty good money. But we also came away with 3 more subscriptions to our flag, Avenue of Flags.
Good.
And probably more important, we picked up 4 new members.
That's
that
incredible.
Night. So
that's actually a great night. Then,
overnight,
right?
it was a great night. It really was.
Well, and that's what I still gotta ask John. He says he has the secret to this mouse race business. Every mouse this guy picked, he won. I got embarrassed out there. I got absolutely embarrassed out there. But you were talking during the mouse races, and Bill's going to join us here in a couple of seconds. Come on in here, Bill. And This is one of the coolest things I think I've really got to look at in a while because of how involved it is and the opportunity that you're giving to local golfers.
And that's the whole thing. We are, Bill Wagner is from our Highland Optimist Club. He is the chairman of our youth golf tournament. And we appreciate him being here this morning to help us promote the youth tournament. So we appreciate, CJ, your time getting us on. And our main goal is we're looking at golfers from boys and girls, from 10-year-olds to 18-year-olds.
Uh-huh.
And we're trying to get as many from the south up a little bit farther north to play at Decatur at Red Tail Run Golf Course. And that's where we've been for a number of years.
That's a nice course.
I
mean, that is a beautiful course up there.
And it is the girls' 1A state tournament.
Is it really?
Yes. Yep. So, but we're trying to promote this a little bit down south. We'd love to get 10, 15, 20 golfers from the south to come up and join us in June.
Well, and we got a ton of talented area golfers, too. A lot of high schoolers that are doing some really great stuff on the course. How long has this been going on for, this golf outing?
Probably, the best I can tell, well over 30 years.
Wow. And Bill, how's it grown over the last couple of decades?
Well, it has, the highest we had was one year, I believe, 150 golfers.
Wow.
It's come off from that, got down as low as 50.
Mm-hmm.
We're slowly building it back up. And so COVID, everything, COVID gets blamed for everything, but
you're right.
But it was an issue we had to deal with. We've come out of that. We grew last year, and our goal's to have. We'd like to have 75. We can easily handle 100 without any problem.
And just with you get out of that rhythm, going every year, and then COVID starts, and then you can't go and do nothing. It's hard to get back in that rhythm to go and do it again. But I mean, the experience that these students would be getting from this weekend, Bill, if you could fill me in on all the amenities that are really coming with this opportunity.
Well, thank you, CJ. The opportunities are multiple here. First of all, you're going to get an opportunity to play 3 days of golf, costing you anywhere from $95 to $125, depending on what registration category you're in, and it could be as low as $65 if you're the two youngest age divisions, one boy and one girl age divisions. You're going to get 36 holes of golf for that price. And on top of that, you're going to get a chance to participate on the first day as our practice day. And that day we will also have a skills contest, and which the Alton Club is sponsors, and Mark helps coordinate and run. And that gives you every opportunity in all 7 age divisions to get a gift certificate to the pro shop there. But the other thing, and the more important thing, I believe, is an opportunity to create some friendships beyond just your local community.
Yeah.
I know of a couple girls that have played in it that continually are on Facebook together and on social media together, and they've continued that friendship. And it's an opportunity to play with someone other than just a local.
Yeah. Well, you're right. Well, 100%, because, to me, sports is one of the greatest things a child can do, because it opens you up to so many crucial skills, whether it's critical thinking, problem solving, being on a team, but also, like you said, those connections, because, to be able to really expand your horizons and say, I just connected with somebody up here at the junior golf qualifier, and it was the most amazing time. We talked kept a friendship going for 5 years. You never know where that leads.
That's right.
And, I think it shows the youth, too, that, your world's only as closed off as you let it to be closed off, and you can really go and explore and find some really great people out there that share the same ideas and passions, and that's what the Optimist Club does each and every day.
That's right. That's right.
And, I got to ask you this. When you watch the skills competition or contest, I get a little bit offended myself, because I can't play golf to save my life. I'm going to be honest with you, Bill. Mark, it's awful. I mean, when I start the summer off, I feel really great because everyone else is playing about as bad as I am. So I'm like, here we go. We're going to compete this year. And then I progressively get worse until August and September. So when you're watching this, how talented are some of these golfers that are coming in and really hitting the greens and hitting the course?
Well, as I was driving over, I was thinking, we had 3 older boys this past year that went down and competed at Doral. They qualified in this tournament to advance to Doral, to what we call the Optimist.
Mm-hmm.
And those 3, only unfortunately, they were 3 oldest boys, and the weather created they only got to play 18 holes. 2 years ago, we had a young man from Jacksonville that went to the same tournament and competed and was tied for 8th. And the Optimist in Doral is a international tournament.
So you're getting all walks of life from every continent, I'm imagining.
Yes, we have.
Wow.
They have totally over 600 golfers, and from anywhere from 20 to 26 different countries.
Wow.
Competing.
Well, and I mean, to me, that's an opportunity that you wouldn't get unless, you're playing at the top echelon, or maybe in a development academy. If it was like soccer, I don't know how that works for golf, but that's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that not a lot of people have had, to say, I competed in an international tournament.
That's right.
A lot of times what we hear from our kids and the parents is this is one of the best tournaments that they've played in.
Yeah.
And again, this is 3 days of golf for about $100. All 3 days, 18 holes of golf, breakfast, lunch, snacks, beverages on the course. They get to see Bill and I all 3 days. Monday night, we have a banquet, so they have dinner provided. We have dinner provided for them, and each one of our golfers walks away with some kind of very special golf door prize. The skills challenge is on Monday. The Alton, proud that the Alton Optimist Club sponsors that. It has a driving portion on hole number 10, and then hole 13 is a par 3, so a little short iron contest. And then hole 18 is the putting contest. And what I do then is put all the points together, and then we have one winner from each of the 7 divisions. And as Bill said, they win a $50 coupon to spend in the pro shop for whatever they want. But, the thing about this is that, we have a certain number of qualifiers that we can send to this international tournament in Doral, Florida. A beautiful course down there. But the one thing that we also do is that the winner of each division, we sponsor them, and we pay for their registration, which is $660. We pay that for them to go to Doral.
That's awesome.
And so,
really cool.
most of them will take advantage of that. Now, again, they have to do their own travel and hotel, but they get a break on that, I think, as well, hotel and staying down there. But what a great experience for any age level. Yeah. And I think we've had anywhere from any 10 through 18-year-olds go every year. That's right. So it's a great experience for them. There are some professional golfers out there still playing today that has played in this international tournament.
Kidding.
Yep.
So you never know when that next future pro may be playing at Redtail in June.
Well, and just getting back to this, so when is the Miami tournament? Would you have a date for that yet?
Yes, those will be in July.
Okay.
And that is 3 separate weeks. Each
Oh,
age
wow.
So the youngest age division starts it off. Then there's the middle age, what I call the middle age, will come right in after them and follow. And then the oldest age divisions, boys and girls, will finish it off on the 3rd week in July.
And what you said, Mark, about, and we both hit on with this $600 fee being, basically paid for by the Optimist, is one of those things where it gives the parent the opportunity to not have to worry and go, man, my son or daughter just got handed this awesome opportunity and they need to go do this, but hell, money's tight right now. You go in the grocery store, people aren't buying as much right now. Right. So, it's really that moment for the parent to realize this is a great moment to celebrate with your child. We're going to get you half of the way there with this fee being covered in a better rate on maybe some hotel and accommodations. But that's what I think's the coolest part of this is there's no pressure. We're going to take care of it. For the hard part for you, it's just you getting there is on you.
Right.
That's really cool.
Right.
And what we'd like to do, I'm sorry, Bill, our goal, is if we get 10, 15, 20 golfers from the Alton Godfrey area, that would be absolutely fantastic. Yeah. But I want to throw this out also, that we say it's about $100 entry fee. If there is a local golfer here that approaches the Alton Area Optimist, we will sponsor them to go to Decatur, and we will pay their entry fee.
Really?
So they could come up and play 3 days free. All they need to do is get in touch with us at Alton Optimist.
This is where I come in here.
At gmail.com. So we can make that happen.
Just wanted to make sure these microphones were working whenever you're watching us either now at 10:43 or home later. So if an area golfer, just to clarify this, comes up and says, Mr. Cappel, I really want to be in this tournament, Alton Area Optimist would cover that 3 days in Decatur.
Absolutely. We will pay their $100 entry fee to get in.
and CJ, that's not just Alton.
Yep.
Highland does it.
Yes, Highland.
Waterloo Club does it. There are a number of clubs. Last year we had a young man play from Pinckneyville, and the Pinckneyville Club sponsored.
Highland even has their own qualifier, which then helps kids, those that qualify there, go to the Decatur tournament, and I believe you guys pay their entry fee for all of those. So they could be doing as many as 7 or more sponsorships.
But it's just the fact that you're providing that opportunity, because to me, that's the coolest thing, because no one, especially if you're in sports and you do the travel sports, you know how those bills start to rack up pretty quickly.
That's right.
And for Optimists to provide these opportunities that are not just, all right, let's go to your local club or course for a couple of days and we'll have fun there. I mean, these are amazing opportunities where you're going and competing with other individuals from different countries. If you make it to Miami, but even in Decatur, you're competing with some of the best golfers in the area, in the state.
Yeah. Yes. Bill and I go up on Friday. and we come home on Wednesday. So it's 4 or 5 days away from home. But the most rewarding part of this is spending the time these 3 days with some of the greatest kids you will ever meet. I mean, it is yes, sir, no, sir. And it is that's the reward for us.
Yeah.
They're great kids, absolutely great kids.
Just to tag onto that, obviously to put this on, it takes money and it takes manpower. Part of our manpower comes from a veterans group in Decatur, and it's there in return for them helping with various golf tournaments in the Decatur area and Decatur area courses. They get to play their golf at either free or at a greatly reduced rate. One of those, in fact, my main contact with that veterans group said to me last year, you know what? He said, I saw a lot of bad golf. I saw a lot of good golf, but he said, I didn't see one bad kid.
Yeah, 100%.
And so, that just tags on with what Mark said.
And I think that's what's so important too, because it's really just by providing the opportunity, but also letting that individual golfer find their own path on the course in that tournament. Just and being the support there, saying, "Hey, we're going to be here if you need any questions, any help, we're there for you." But also watching them kind of grow and develop. Maybe that's the first tournament they've ever played, or their first major competition.
That's true.
That's fun to watch.
Yeah.
The development of it.
Yeah.
Now, have you seen any kid do like something crazy out there? Maybe birdie the first 4 or something like that, really just to put us to shame.
Did we have a hole-in-one a year or two ago? On a practice round,
I think
maybe?
we did on a practice.
Round. Yeah, a young lady, I believe.
Yeah, I had a hole-in-one. It was one hole I put in someone's window, but it was a hole-in-one. I wanted to ask you because it's great that you guys do this, but also it's great for us to support the Illinois Optimist, Alton Optimist, Island Optimist, whenever we have the opportunities to. Specifically for the golf tournament, can folks support that in sponsorship form?
Yes, we do have certain levels of sponsorship because it's probably about a $20,000 to $25,000 budget that we run.
I bet.
And so we're always looking for sponsorships, and I know some businesses from the Alton Godfrey area might say, well, why would I sponsor something that's in Decatur? Well, my thought on that is if we get 10, 15, 20 golfers, what a great thing for them to walk up to the clubhouse and see a local banner supporting them for being 2 hours away playing golf. So that's why we're even looking for local sponsors in the Alton Godfrey area. Sponsorships run anywhere from a $250 hold sponsor sign to a $1,000 gold sponsor, $2,500 food sponsor, and a $5,000 VIP sponsor.
If I can get a VIP sponsor out of this interview for you, it'd make my day. I think we can do it. I really do.
We won't turn it down.
Well, and what you said, Mark, is so important because a lot of business owners, and I talk to so many of them, they're tapped all the time, and they go, well, what's this really mean? When you're a student athlete, and I've had the luxury of being one for a long time, you see that, and those are the places you go when you grow up because you become familiar with them. When you see, the such and such restaurants glad that are supporting our state golfers this weekend, they're going to remember that. And it's just about supporting the community as the Optimist Club supports communities throughout the world.
That's right.
And if there is a sponsor that is interested, hopefully we can have this information on your site.
Yep, we'll take care of it.
And they can contact me, or they can still go through the Alton Optimist at altonoptimist@gmail.com.
100%. And this tournament is June the 10th through the 12th, correct?
That's correct.
And the best way to sign up for area golfers, Mark, I know that you're wanting some from the Alton Godfrey area. What's the best avenue for them?
Easiest way is on that registration is
I see it right here.
oijgc.org. Once you click on that, you're in, and you'll see a sign that gives you registration and then
all the
a registration confirmation and all that.
All
everything's
details
done
right on that
online.
website.
Everything you need is right on that site.
All meat and taters right there on that. Let me do that again. oijgc.org. That's oijgc.org. Man, that's a tough website URL. That's a tough one for me.
And again, if they want to get in contact, if they have any questions, there's some information on those. If we can put those out,
we will.
Our contact information is on there. Strongly suggest they please feel free to call us. Again, if anybody's interested in around here at the Alton Optimist, we have our next meeting next Tuesday night, 6 p.m. at Johnson's Corner. Show up and ask us any questions about the golf tournament and maybe a sponsorship, and we'll go from there.
Well, and before I let you go, I wanted to talk about something that I think is really cool, and that's just here locally. The Avenue of Flags, Mark, if that's okay, really briefly. Give me some more information. Is this still open? How much time do we have to get involved with the Avenue of Flags?
It is. We are still taking subscriptions for this. It is $50 for a flag. It's a 3-foot by 5-foot flag on a 10-foot pole that we put out on 5 holidays throughout the year. And I think our closing date is May 1st. So we've got some information on our website, and if anybody is interested in taking out a flag in honor or in memory of a friend or family member, we would be more than happy to get that flag out for them and their name.
Yeah.
Then on our sign out at Glazebrook Park out in Godfrey.
We'll get all that out there too and make sure the folks know about it again. Bill, have you seen the Avenue of Flags? You guys do that in Highland?
Yes, we actually stole the idea from Highland.
Well, I knew when Bill kind of picked his head up that there was something more.
Yeah, we stole the idea from Highland. They had been doing it quite a while, very successful, so
really cool.
we decided to try it.
Hey, if it works, it works. And Bill, let me ask you, is there anything else going on in the Highland Optimist? That's part of our coverage map too, and we'd like to make sure we get out any information we can.
Well, right now, most clubs are doing their essay. They finished their essay contest. They're going into their oratorical contest. Highland has theirs in the middle of the month. That also gives a winner the opportunity to compete at our district in our district event, which will be held April 12th and 13th in in Peoria, and that gives a child an opportunity to earn a scholarship.
Really cool.
So, and Highland is also, we put out over 600, almost 700 flags. We do it a little different than Alton does. We do it in subdivisions within our community, so you can imagine driving down the street and there's flags on each side in front of all those homes.
Sounds good. We got to get up to 700, Mark. I think we can do this.
I'd like to get up to 100 right now.
We're going to.
So if we can do that this year, then we'll go from there.
Well, and that's what, because there's nothing, and I'm not, jokes aside, it's one of the coolest things to drive by and see. I mean, there's just something about seeing all those flags waving, and also not just seeing those are nice flags, but the story behind them and that person that's being represented by them and why they were chosen. To me, I'm a big local person, and to go by and check them out and go, I'll be darned, they put such and such here, or this is for him or her. It's a really cool thing, and if you can be a part of it, please reach out to Mark. And the way that you guys do it, it's so affordable, where you can recognize and remember for only $50, and it's such a great thing to be a part of. And once again, Mark, what was that way to reach you?
AltonOptimist@gmail.com.
There you go. Mark, Bill, thank you so much for your time.
CJ,
I don't know where
you.
it goes. I tell you 15 minutes, and 28 minutes later, here we are, you know?
Thank you, CJ. We appreciate it very much.
Anytime you come back on, you always have the door open. At 10:54, we'll come back. We'll wrap up the Wednesday morning that was, and we'll see what other trouble I can cause. And if I get arrested today, we'll find all that out after this.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Lennox system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox, innovation never felt so good.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club.
Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
DJ Mikey.
This is where I am today. Let me show you where I started.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop by their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Mungan Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and they will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Mungan Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Mungan Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Bring it to me. Bring your sweet loving. Bring it on home to me. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Bringing it on home, 10:57. Where'd the time go?
I know I laughed when you left.
Man, what a day for CJ. What a day. 10:57 out of Godfrey. One final bit of news. Godfrey's legal definition of the term hotel was the subject of much discussion and debate at this week's Village Board of Trustees meeting. The need for an updated definition stems from a short-term rental operator not following the rules, then claiming to be a, quote, hotel, end quote, according to Planning and Zoning Commission attorney Ryan Connor. When Connor looked into the village current definition of hotel, he said it essentially had a few guidelines that, quote, any place where you found yourself laying your head for money, end quote, could be considered a hotel. In an attempt to keep this person from operating the hotel without any of the regulations or taxes normally required for hotels, Connor proposed tightening up the village's definition of the term and drafted an ordinance to do so. While trustees agreed with the general premise of changing the definition, they disagreed with some of the technical details of Connor's ordinance, such as the minimum number of rooms required for a building to be considered a hotel. The ordinance originally proposed a minimum of 8 rooms, a number which Connor said was pulled out of thin air and proved far too low for trustees' comfort. Trustee Craig Lombardi suggested a minimum of 25 rooms, which Trustee Jeff Weber disapproved of. After lots of debate and discussion, a minimum of 60 rooms was decided on. A special use permit would be available for application in cases of boutique hotels or similar proposals with fewer than 60 rooms. Trustee Rick Lauschke suggested removing some of the terminology from the new definition, which he felt was too vague and could be interpreted too liberally. For instance, any place where sleeping or rooming accommodations are furnished could be considered a hotel under the new definition, a phrase Lauschke suggested removing entirely. The new definition also allows hotels to be leased on a, quote, hourly basis, end quote, which Lauschke is also suggesting removed. While Connor drafted an ordinance on the subject, it was only up for discussion at this week's meeting, not a vote. Village officials are likely to take action on the item at a future meeting once trustees' suggestions are worked on into a new version of the ordinance. For a full recording of that March the 5th Village Board of Trustees meeting for Godfrey, you can visit RiverBender.com/video to find that full recording. I am out of here. I will see you tomorrow. We got a busy show then, and I know you'll join me right back here live at 9 for more of our daily show. So enjoy your day, but most importantly, well, try your best to stay out of jail.
He said it